Good morning everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful, magical, atmospheric morning. And I'm really excited today. I've been here since about 30 minutes before sunrise, and this is a scene that I've wanted to photograph for many months. I found it much earlier in the year, and I've been waiting on a couple of things. One is to get this atmospheric fog, and the other thing is for the heather to be in full bloom, so we get that nice blast of colour in contrast to the more muted tones that the fog gives. So I'm really excited today, and it's just fantastic to be out here. But as always, time is very important, and that's something I want to talk about in this video. So when I'm standing in a very atmospheric place like this early in the morning, I'm always very aware of time for a few reasons. Partly when thinking about life, partly when thinking about landscape photography. And it's maybe not the most glamorous of subjects, but I think time is really important to everyone, and to landscape photographers. If you can know what to do with your time and manage your time efficiently, you really are well on the way to capturing better photographs. Everyone's looking for secrets on how to take better photographs. We need a good eye for it, I think. In my opinion, you can develop that over time. We need to know the technical side of photography, and we need a good understanding of how to edit our images, assuming we're all shooting in raw file format, of course. But other than that, once you've mastered those things and you've a good knowledge of light and so on, once all the technical and practical things are in place, it really comes down to time management. And I think time is very precious in life. If I didn't manage my time well and get the right work-life balance, things would be very difficult for me. And it's the same in my landscape photography. And I want to just touch on that a little bit. It's maybe not the most glamorous of subjects, but I really do think it's important and a key factor to taking better images. So on a personal level, I really enjoy and appreciate my time in places such as this, on early mornings such as this. It really is a privilege, and I really treat the places with respect and feel privileged to be a visitor in them. But what do I mean about time regarding landscape photography? Why is time so important, and why is it a very important part of improving your overall photographs? Well, if we take the scene that I've been photographing today as an example, if I shot this scene back in spring, my skills as a photographer, my eye for composition and so on would be identical, but I wouldn't get as nice a photograph as I would taking it today. Couple of reasons for that, obviously. In my mind, I decided I need fog, and the key ingredient was to get the heather in nice full bloom. So I needed to know the time of year that those two things could happen. I needed to be patient to wait until that time came around. I needed to set aside time to scout and see when the heather was out in full bloom, so do a check of the area. And I also needed to set aside time in my daily routine to be checking the weather forecasts and look for any chances of fog. Fortunately, that time was today. And then when I thought all of that could come together today, I needed to put aside sleeping time, get up really early, arrive here really early, give myself plenty of time to get the shot that I wanted. And all of that takes time. The other important thing is that when you get conditions such as I got earlier this morning with thick fog all around, you need to know how to manage your time efficiently on that day. Now, it's tempting to run around and try and get lots of nice shots everywhere, because almost everything looks great in fog. But you need to know when it's sensible to accept you may spend 2 hours in one spot trying to get the best shot that you can out of that location. Now, I knew today that the fog was probably only going to last a maximum of 2 hours, and I just decided to devote that time to this one spot. And I've been here maybe an hour and a half already. The fog is starting to lift, so all the time I've put into planning has really paid off and I've got the shot that I wanted. So I'm really pleased about that. But time is so important in landscape photography, and of course in life. So the composition I'm working on at the moment is with the camera positioned quite low to really capture this beautiful colourful heather. It's got lots of really nice moist spider webs on it. We've got some small trees growing here, so I'm being very careful not to stand on those. We've got this amazing fallen tree here in the distance. It just looks superb in the fog. It really does look nice. We've got some lovely Scots pines behind it, and we've got some very old characterful twisty fallen off parts of trees here, one coming in from the left, one coming in from the right, and we've got this huge characterful tree on my left as well. I don't want to take in too much on this first composition that I'm taking, but I'm fairly wide angle, but if I go too wide I think I take in too much in the scene. So I'm just really trying to concentrate on a nice effective composition and the things in the scene that matter to me. Another important thing about time in regards to improving your landscape photography is, where do you need to spend more time in order to improve? Do you need to be out on location more? Do you really struggle with composition? Do you need to spend more time practicing that? Do you struggle a little bit with the technical side? Or is it simply a time management issue like I spoke about earlier? Are you not arriving at locations at the correct time? You may have all the skills that you need, but you're not getting locations at their best. Maybe you need to arrive earlier in the day, later in the day. Perhaps you need to go in autumn instead of spring. Perhaps you need to get fog instead of a bright sunny day. It could be as simple as that. The other thing to consider is, do you need to spend more time on location or actually at home on a computer practicing your editing skills? Personally speaking, I don't think we need to be masters of Photoshop to get nice images, but I do think you need to have a good understanding of editing, understand what you need to do to your images to get them looking the way you want it, and to realize the vision you perhaps had on location. So I think time really is important regarding landscape photography. And time management, knowing where to spend your time, knowing how to spend your time is really important in order to improve. Perhaps just simply spending more scouting time, looking around locations, trying to work out when you need to be at a particular spot, trying to look for new scenes, new angles on existing scenes that you've photographed before. All these types of things are time well spent. You may not produce a huge library of images instantly, but quality is always better than quantity. So just investing more time in the correct area will lead you to getting better images down the line. But for now, speaking about time, I know my time here has finished. The fog is rapidly clearing. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve today. It took a lot of time. It started months ago and I've come away with one image, but that is time well spent in my opinion. So speaking about time, I think these midges are really telling me it is time to move on. So I'm going to do that. But as always, I really do hope you've enjoyed watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch. And I hope it's been useful to some of you. As I like to stress from time to time, these are just my ideas, my thoughts, and things that I personally do and that I think work for me. They're not rules, they may not work for everyone, but I certainly hope they help some of you get better landscape photography images. Again, thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Without these things, as I've said in a few recent videos, they are annoying.